CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
A solemn procession carrying the body of Constable Taran Bali traveled along Highway 400 this afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Stories of bravery, stories of community outreach. Just a few of the messages shared about Constable Taran Bali, the young officer killed in the line of duty near the small community of Hearst. CTV's Mike Lang joins us live tonight with more on the connection to our region. Mike.
Well, Sarah, we're live outside the OPP Association here where the flags are lowered tonight as Constable Bali was a member of the Dufferin OPP detachment. He was deployed up north with the St. James Bay detachment where he was killed during an investigation in the Hearst area. As the province grapples with the death of another OPP officer, the OPP sharing more details on the moments that led to the young constable's death in Northern Ontario.
The accused fled from a hospital where he was being assessed under the authority of the Mental Health Act, and his officers attempted to safely apprehend the accused. Our officer was struck by a motor vehicle and killed while that motor vehicle was being driven by the accused.
The suspect, 18-year-old Justin Verino, arrested and charged with 7 counts, including first-degree murder, assaulting an officer, and dangerous operation causing death. The victim, Constable Taran Bali, 29 years old, and had served in the Dufferin detachment for the past 2.5 years before his deployment at the James Bay detachment. Today, flags lowered at OPP headquarters in Orillia, the Dufferin detachment, and municipal buildings across the province, mourning the well-respected constable known for caring deeply about his community.
I spoke with one of his friends this morning. He said, just absolutely wonderful person. Very engaging, very endearing to everyone that he met. Very caring person.
Messages on social media flooding in from other police services and dignitaries both near and far.
I've heard from the officers at the OPP that he was such a meaningful part of the team, and really the flooding of emotion from the community in support of who Constable Bali was for our community has been really, really heartfelt.
Constable Bali is survived by his wife, extended family, friends, and many colleagues. Today, an OPP procession made its way from Lake Simcoe Regional Airport to the office of the Chief Coroner. The commissioner alongside him as Constable Taran Bali made his last trip down Highway 400. And details on Constable Bali's funeral remain in the works by municipalities and police. The OPP and OPPPA are continuing to provide ongoing support for his family. The accused, meanwhile, remains in custody and is scheduled for his next court date later this month. Reporting live, I'm Mike Lang. Sarah, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, thanks for that, Mike. It has been 3 years since a young Indigenous woman went missing in Barrie. Even with a $100,000 reward, investigators have come up empty thus far. Tonight, the family of Autumn Shaganash speaks out as they try to keep her memory alive and the investigation fresh. Here's CTV's Mike Arcelides.
Whoever did this to her or whoever knows what happened, just know that no one's going to stop looking until we find out the answers.
3 years of tears and anguish for the family of Autumn Shaganash.
She's out there, and I truly believe she's waiting for us to find her. So please come forward and set her free.
Despite efforts by loved ones, police, and First Nations leadership that included hiring a private investigator and posting photos of Autumn on buses and billboards across the city, Autumn is still missing.
You are very missed and very loved. I wish you were home. We were happy.
A sadness her family says worsens every day. Barrie police offering a $100,000 reward in December for anyone with information leading to Autumn being found. Shaganash was last seen by loved ones June 10, 2023, leaving the family's South End home, then crossing Burton Avenue. Her phone was last traced back to the Sunnydale Park area, where Autumn was also captured on surveillance cameras following a man on the street while she carried what appeared to be a set of skis over her shoulder.
Help us find Autumn.
Shaganash is now 29, 5'3" and 130 pounds. An Indigenous woman loved ones say requires medication and had struggled with her mental health and alcohol. Her family has expressed fears Autumn may have been taken against her will and become a victim of human trafficking.
Someone has her and like over has her, like, please just let my baby girl go. Like, she has family that loves her and miss her much dearly and has a big effect on our lives. It's not the same without her around.
Her mother and uncle want Autumn to reach out.
Let us know that you're okay. You know, call Grandma. Grandma still has the same phone number. She's waiting for you to call. Grandma looks at your picture every day.
Her sister Lily believes someone knows what happened to Autumn and has the answers her family deserves.
You can't hide this kind of stuff forever. I hope if someone out there knows where she is, knows what's going on.
Continuing to pray for her return home, Autumn's loved ones asking anyone with information to come forward to police or Crime Stoppers. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Barrie.
A registered massage therapist from Newmarket is facing sexual assault charges, and police say there could be more victims. York Regional Police released this photo of Augusto Olivia Chunha. Police say they began investigating the 52-year-old in April after a victim came forward saying that she was touched during an appointment at a clinic in Newmarket. In May, a second victim came forward and reported being sexually assaulted by Chunha at the same clinic. Police say the suspect was employed at several clinics in both Aurora and Newmarket. The OPP is releasing a sketch of a suspicious man that police say approached a child in Stayner, adding it happened on May 27th on Brock Street. Investigators say between the hours of 3:30 and 6 p.m., a man approached a child in their yard and spoke with them, invited the child to the park, and told him not to tell anyone about the request. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Provincial police are looking for witnesses or anyone with dash cam video after the death of a 47-year-old man in Orillia last week. Officers were called to Scout Valley Trail on June 2nd around 7 p.m. Police say 47-year-old Justin Van Allen, a husband and father of 5, was stabbed while walking his dogs. 33-year-old Devin Alamina has since been charged with murder in connection with Van Allen's death. Anyone who was in that area at the time is asked to contact police. And the search for the dog that attacked an 11-year-old boy in South Barrie on Monday, it's still going. It happened around 8:45 a.m. in the area of Essa Road and Loggers Run. Police say the boy was riding a scooter when he was attacked by the dog. The boy had serious non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the dog is a large bully breed with light brown coloring and was wearing a leash at the time. Police are asking anyone who sees the dog not to approach it. Instead, call it in. And Bursey Park in Barrie is open to the public once again after the discovery of human remains last week. Officers were called to the area on Friday afternoon. It was determined that the bones are human, and a post-mortem was held on Monday, but police have not released any details on the victim. It has been an ongoing debate in the Sunshine City. The location of the new hospital, the large sign that popped up last week, suggests it's solidified, but not everyone is fully sold. Here's CTV's Rob Cooper with more on the excitement and the debate.
This big blue sign identifies where Orillia's future hospital could be built next to Lakehead University, something residents are excited about.
I think it's a great idea that we get a new hospital. We need it. We never have enough beds.
The sign was put up last week after the province gave official approval to move the planning process to the hospital to what's called stage 1.3.
1.3 is the stage where we start to assess the total space needs of the hospital. We do block schematics, which is where we look at the different programs that we offer, how they develop clinical adjacencies. All that information goes into developing the future footprint of the hospital, and that will help us develop a budget to move forward with.
Exciting times for a growing city, an area that desperately needs a new hospital.
Our population growth has increased significantly in recent years. Our beds have increased by 40%, and that has put a significant strain on our aged facility. We need more space to continue to meet the needs of our growing community.
The location is key, according to several city councillors. The city is being asked to approve the sale of some Lakehead land by the university to the hospital to allow staff to move forward with the new build.
And that will be a significant investment in both institutions, but also in the economic growth of the whole community.
The mayor of Orillia says he isn't necessarily opposed to the new location, but has many questions that need answers before he's ready to support it.
Since this is such a big decision, have they looked at you know, the impact of the downtown, what happens to doctors, what happens to the pharmacies, the clinics, MRI clinics and that sort of stuff, what happens to these businesses as they relocate, what's the economic impact of that. So we're looking forward, apparently the hospital's done studies, we're looking forward to them sharing those studies.
Now, city staff I spoke with today say it's imperative that planning and future construction not face any kind of delays in this process. Residents today calling this one of the most important decisions in the city's history. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Orillia.
A major investment has been announced in Muskoka Beach. Nearly 300 long-term care beds are coming to the region.
It is our seniors who have done so much.
The $100 million project will see 288 beds come to the community. This will mark the first long-term care home in Muskoka Beach and the largest in the southern Georgian Bay region.
Muskoka Beach, as you know, has one of the largest aging communities, number of residents in our community, and so this is a great addition to our community.
These are communities for our seniors who have helped to shape our province, who helped give us the incredible amenities and climate that we have in Ontario. So we want to make sure that we're serving those residents for all that they've done for us.
What long-term care in Muskoka Beach really means is that people can age in the community that they grew up in.
The project is expected to create significant healthcare employment opportunities in that region. Construction begins this fall and should take about 2 years to complete. Time now to have some fun, folks. For that, we'll go up to Port Carling. Case, what's going on tonight?
Yes, beautiful Port Carling behind me. Sunset Cruises Peerless 2, a wonderful way to explore the Great Lakes. Great Lakes up here? Yes, I'll call them Great Lakes because they are Great Lakes in Muskoka. Wonderful way to explore, and well, more on that coming up in a few minutes' time. It is pretty much picture perfect. Yeah, a little gray and overcast, but picture perfect still water. Beautiful up here. A little mist coming down. Let's talk about first weather. I don't think it's like this everywhere across our region. Some of you enjoying some sunshine. First look at the forecast, and here we go, diving in, taking a look at the first look, brought to you by the GravelDrivewayGuide.com, your local gravel driveway expert. 22 degrees outside our beautiful Barrie studios right now, 33 Beacon Road in beautiful Barrie. Looks like the winds are out of the west, about 17 kilometers an hour. They'll pick up as the evening progresses. Say the temperature outside your door, what is it? Do tell, Case. How about 22 degrees in the Owen Sound region? 16 looks kind of cool up Perry Soundway. Huntsville and Gravenhurst area, well, they're looking at about 21 and 18 degrees, 18 as well, up and around Bracebridge. We're looking at 25 degrees in Newmarket and call it 28 sweaty degrees, sizzling degrees in Toronto. This is a look at the radar satellite images over the last little while. And did you have a shower or two today? I'm willing to bet that you did have a shower or two today. And is there more on the way? Well, there is a little bit of refreshing shower and refreshing activity as far as temperature goes, too. All that coming up, as well as the Peerless, too. Fearless with the Peerless. I like it. We're talking discovery, Sarah. All that coming up in a few minutes' time. Back to you.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Case. Well, the winter we had this past year in our region was vicious, from cold temperatures to the immense amount of snow and freezing rain we received. So the question becomes, how is the city paying for it? Will it cost the average taxpayer more? Our Jack Morris spoke with Mayor Alex Nutt a little earlier today and brings us the answer. Jack.
Well, Sarah, in a turn that surprised absolutely no one, snow clearing operations for the city of Barrie last year were way over budget. That combined with the spring ice storm that we had that just devastated the region, and the city is in the red. The ice storm cost the city about $29 million after disaster relief. Barrie was on the hook for about $2.5 million of that. With the heavy snowfall for the end of last winter and beginning of this winter, the city went $4.3 million over budget. The estimated cost for snow clearing was $6.3 million, but the city actually spent $10.6. Council is looking at a plan to cover those costs tonight, spending millions of dollars from various reserve funds to cover the difference in the cost.
Had the province not stepped up to help us in terms of the ice storm and the emergency that took place there, we would be in a much more difficult position than we are today. And when you look at the previous years in terms of 2023 and 24, we had substantive contributions to reserves because of the amount of money that we had left over in a surplus. So you're always going to.
Now, with this money coming out of that reserve fund, that means no change to the tax bill for the taxpayer this year. Now, Council is already looking ahead to next year's plowing budget, snow clearing budget, as they're expecting that to be over budget as well. Sarah.
That's our Jack Morris reporting live tonight. As a wildfire continues to burn out of control in northern Ontario, displaced residents are settling into their temporary homes here in Barrie. More than 160 people from Matagami First Nation were evacuated to the city about a week ago after the Timmins 9 wildfire spread. Since then, they've been staying in a hotel where they have set up a clinic and daycare services. Matagami First Nation chief, he says the residents are trying to keep busy while they're here.
We're making the best that we can with the situation. We have a lot of our staff who are helping with organizing scheduled activities. So we're doing stuff with, especially for parents who, if their spouse is away working, we're trying to make sure that we have some daycare options or activities for families so that it helps keep them busy. We don't want them stuck in a room.
The chief adding they are expected to be in Barrie for about a week. As of last night, officials with Ontario Fire said the Timmins 9 fire was holding steady, but still more than 31,000 hectares is burning, and that remains out of control. The Y Marsh has been undergoing a transformation, one meant to blend nature, art, and exploration.
The Y Marsh spans about 3,000 acres, and it's a combination of national wildlife area as well as provincially significant and protected wetlands. So the trail system itself is about 20 to 25 kilometers to explore through wooded areas as well as the wetlands of the marsh.
The vision now one step closer to reality as crews piece together the Beyond the Boardwalk outdoor art installation by artist John Naughton, which is part of a creative approach that's being taken throughout the wetlands. Once complete, you'll see a series of sculptures, each with a unique story behind the piece.
I think that one of the great things about art projects like this is there's going to be a lot of people that are just kind of going to happen upon them. They're going to find them when they come here to visit this beautiful, beautiful place, and then look at, oh, what does this piece mean? What is this sculpture about? What is it telling us?
We always encourage people to get out, explore nature, and protect nature, but also examine and evaluate their own relationship. So this acknowledges how we interact with nature.
The outdoor public art exhibition features 4 sculptures and can now be found at the Y Marsh Wildlife Centre in Midland. It's meant to encourage a deeper reflection on how we interact with nature. Well, this one takes me back. The sound of 90s music filled the air at this local school. Coming up next year on CTV Barrie, how the teachers got these students to blast into the past. Plus, putting these scent dogs to work in a unique way. How the team is sniffing out invasive species here in our region. Details coming up next. Stay with us.
Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. Road Hammers, got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Thanks for staying with us. Dogs have between 200 and 300 million scent receptors in their noses. That's about 100,000 times more sensitive than ours, so it comes as no great surprise. They can be trained to sniff out drugs, explosives, and, would you believe, invasive species. At Working Canines in Beaton, this pup is being trained to sniff out invasive crayfish in our region. For more than 25 years, Working Canine has trained hundreds of dogs for American law enforcement professionals in their fight against, quote, bad guy crime, and now being recognized by government agencies to help eradicate, quote, bad guy species.
As long as we set up the dogs for success, downwind, they can do the work of 30 to 50 people in a fraction of the time. I am a true believer that dogs are human therapy, and dogs are angels. They're here to help us, and they do so many wonderful things for us, and I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else.
Couldn't agree more. When Tony isn't training dogs, he's touring across the United States, giving dog training seminars to law enforcement agencies. St. Cecilia Catholic School in Alliston turned back the clock last night with a full-on 90s music experience. The school transformed into a 90s time capsule featuring live student bands, a dance team, and a special performance by the teacher band Paper Jam. The show is all about exploring pop music and what it means to perform.
I think it was really fun performing and learning all the 90s songs and seeing how different the songs are nowadays, and like seeing all the parents know all the songs, because my mom was in her teens in the 90s and she knows all the songs and she taught me a bunch of things from the 90s.
I still play in a band currently right now. I've been doing shows since I was 15, 16 years old. It's really, really important for me to pass that knowledge on to the students, to show what it takes to put on a show and just be able to put on the best show possible with all the experience that I've had in my life.
In addition to a music lesson, the showcase also raised money for the school, collecting donations at the door. If you have an event coming up and you'd like to let us know here on CTV Barrie, perhaps you saw yourself in one of our stories and you'd like to revisit that, that can always be done on our website, ctvnews.ca/Barrie, or scan that QR code on your screen. Time now to talk about the weekend and what's going on around the region. As always, for that, let's go to Bounce 104 Morning Show host Martin Van Coy. Here's your weekend event listings.
Hi, I'm Martin Van Coy from Bounce Radio with your weekend events for Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1. Kicking things off on two wheels this week, the Huronia Motorcycle Ride for Dad rolls out Saturday from Rama Community Hall. Registration begins at 7, with the ride getting underway at 10. Riders will take part in a police-led parade before heading out on the scenic polka run through Simcoe County and Muskoka. It's, of course, all in support of prostate cancer research and awareness, and you can get more details and register at ridefordad.ca. From the open road to a great community cause, Walk for Pets is happening Saturday from 9 to 2 at Harborview Park in Collingwood. It's hosted by the Georgian Triangle Humane Society, and the event features a 2.5K walk, a 5K fun run, live music, food trucks, and plenty of activities for your whole family, including your four-legged friends. Funds raised help support animal care and vital community programs, and you can learn more at gths.ca/Walk for Pets. If you're looking for something a little sweeter, Ontario's Best Butter Tart Festival takes over downtown Midland Saturday from 9 to 5 with over 200 vendors, live entertainment, and thousands of butter tarts in every flavor you can imagine. It is one of the biggest and tastiest festivals in the province. Plus, I get to be a judge. You can find full details at buttertartfestival.ca. And making waves all weekend long, the Orillia In-Water Boat Show runs Friday through Sunday at the Port of Orillia. You can check out in-water boat displays, browse vendors, enjoy food, and take in live entertainment along the waterfront. It's a great way to kick off the summer season, whether you're a boating enthusiast or just looking for some fun in the sun by the water. You can learn more at Orillia.com/boat show. Those are your weekend events for Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Tough job, Martin, tasting all of those butter tarts. Still to come, it's an Ontario pastime embraced by millions every year, how the province is growing the number of campsites. First, though, let's head back out to Casey's in Port Carling.
Hey, what's a great way to cozy up on a misty day or night? How about a little campfire? Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to look at the campfire conditions across the region. Have a look. Yes, there are no restrictions across Simcoe County. Heading into Muskoka, there are some burning restrictions, but small confined fires are permitted in the evening. The campfire conditions brought to you by Presler Injury Lawyers. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. And our weather watcher, Artiste Riley. Little blue in school? Well, school's out in June 26. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
Hey, it's Martin and Steph.
From Bounce 1041.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to see Roxette.
So make sure you're listening Monday to Friday for your chance to win.
Picture this. Brought to you by Bounce 1041 and Pure Country 106.
I think we're going to have to make it a contingency. If you send in a photo, a recipe needs to come with it. Whatever you are grilling, continue to capture those memories and send them to us. Picture this at ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. Time to head back out to Port Carling. That is where we find our Casey Colby tonight along the water. Case.
I'm on the dock right now. Sunset Cruises Peerless Tours. Captain Randy. Hi, Captain. We're going to be up there talking to him in a couple of moments. And what an evening it truly is. Still water, beautiful, little mist on the water. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But it truly is any time of year here in Muskoka. Let's talk about what we have to look forward to as far as our forecast goes. And here we go, diving in right now. The temperature outside your door, we're looking at 22 degrees in Owen Sound, 18 in Gravenhurst, 22 in the Sunshine City of Orillia. Feeling like 28 when you factor in the Humidex, 29 when you factor in the Humidex in Barrie. And lastly, how about 35 degrees is what it feels like with the Humidex in Toronto. And for the almanac for today, well, how about 24 and 20? We really didn't go too many places as far as the temperature goes. We really didn't. 4 degrees. How about a record 32.2 back in 1954 and record cool back in 1987, 1.5 degrees. Sun rises tomorrow at 5:34 in the morning, sets at 9:03, 15 hours and 28 minutes of Whoa, look at that forecast radar. Yeah, that's a colorful one, isn't it? A little shower activity, a little chance of some thunderstorm activity. Yes, there certainly is a chance. And some of you have already enjoyed some today. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures are settling in quite nicely. Here we go, 18, 19 degrees, mainly cloudy skies, 60% chance of showers and or a thunderstorm this evening. Wind direction, 20 to 40 out of the west. As far as temperatures go tomorrow, feeling like 34 degrees with the Humidex. Cloudy skies for the most part, 60% chance of some shower activity in the morning, and then into the afternoon, clearing skies. Do I hear a cheer? I hear a cheer. I know I do. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 19 and 20 degrees overnight. Increase in cloud cover. There's a 60% chance of a shower and or a thunder boomer. 29 and 30. When you factor in the Humidex tomorrow, 39 degrees. Cloudy skies, chance of a shower, good chance shower in the morning, and then clearing into the afternoon. We're going to Perry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton, 17, 18 degrees, cloudy skies, 40% chance of a shower and or a little thunderstorm activity. Plenty of fog, too. Little mist on the water? Yes, there's a little mist. 20 and 23 tomorrow, 22 in Haliburton. Cloudy skies and 40% chance of a shower and or a thunderstorm, and 30 sweaty degrees. Very sweaty degrees tomorrow is what it'll feel like. I don't mind it at all. I remember the winter. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this. Here is Simcoe County 5-day extended forecast looking into the weekend. Cloudy and 60% chance of a shower on the Friday. But look at Saturday. Sunny skies and 25. Sunday has cloud cover rolling in. Looks like 60% chance of a shower in 22 and 19 and fair skies on the Monday. 5-day extended forecast, York Region, have a look. Friday has 60% chance of a shower and 28 sweaty degrees. Yeah, all right. And then Saturday arrives and sunny skies and 26. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Cloudy and a 40% chance of a passing shower on the Sunday and 21 degrees and sun and cloud on the Monday. Muskoka, Perry Sound, Haliburton, have a look. And here we go. Friday, cloudy, 60% chance of showers pretty much right across the board. 23 degrees for the high. 24 on Saturday. gorgeous day right across our region on Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Fair skies on Sunday, slight chance of a passing shower, and 21 degrees, and 19 in fair skies on the Monday. As mentioned, Port Carling is where we are. This is the Peerless 2 Sunset Cruises, and ladies and gentlemen, for more than 45 years navigating the Muskoka Lakes, we have Captain Randy Potts with us right now. Thanks for having us back.
It's always a pleasure, Casey.
Always
I love having you guys come and visit us.
Well, we certainly do appreciate it. We're aboard the Peerless 2, a very special anniversary.
80 years this boat's been making memories in Muskoka. A lot of families in Muskoka that have lived here on the water remember this boat well for 80 years this year.
And nobody knows the water up here better than you.
Probably nobody. There might be one or two guys I could find, but yeah, I'm up there. Yeah, long time doing this. Born and raised in Bracebridge. This is my backyard, so I'm a local.
You are a local, and anybody that comes on for this beautiful tour, and there's a number of them that can happen. What can we expect? I mean, Sunset Cruises Peerless 2. It's a very personal boat, and you're in charge. And what can we expect?
Well, it's a very intimate cruise this year because we are celebrating 80 years. We're giving away prizes to people. We have a monthly draw for a free cruise to our cruise, and then at the end of the year, end of the season, we're going to give some lucky passenger a 2-hour private cruise. That's a pretty substantial gift on our behalf to one of our lucky passengers. It's just a joy to be out here on the water, even on a misty day, cruising around on the beautiful Muskoka Lakes aboard this ship. It's a joy. This is my retirement plan, so I love it.
You do, and you know the water exceptionally well. You know the area well, like you said, local boy. Now, when people come here, what do you hear? What's the feedback you hear most often, Randy?
Oh, well, they're surprised about just how big the lakes are. It sort of surprises most new visitors to the area. Those that have been here for a while already know that they're a pretty sizable set of lakes, but lots and lots of beautiful summer homes, lots of history. That's the other thing. We're often compared, the Muskoka area is often compared to the Thousand Islands in Kingston, with all those beautiful summer homes between the Canada-U.S. border down there. But we like to think ours is better.
Yes, indeed. And I know that I know this from personal experience. When you have a tour with Captain Randy Potts, I might add you get all the inside information about everything that goes on. And Randy, thank you very much.
Just about everything.
Just about everything. Thank you very much. Much appreciated.
Good to have you on the boat, Casey.
The Peerless 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Come and join us for a birthday cruise.
There you go, birthday cruise. I think Sarah's got a birthday coming up. Sarah?
Good excuse.
It's my birthday year. 40 years old. I've been celebrating all year long. Now, staying on theme, the Ford government is investing tens of millions of dollars into Ontario's provincial parks. It's meant to expand the number of campsites. CTV's Scott Miller has more on the growing demand for spaces.
Nearly 14 million visitors stayed in an Ontario provincial park last year, the most campers ever.
Many parks reach capacity during peak seasons, which is wonderful in one sense, but it means there are families who want to spend a weekend under the stars and they can't always find a site. That is why today I'm happy to announce that we are beginning the first phase of our $60 million multi-year investment to deliver the largest campground expansion Ontario has seen in more than half a century.
285 campsites have already been upgraded to electrical sites at Sandbanks, Arrowhead, and Turkey Point provincial parks. 67 new sites will be ready for campers this summer, including 17 new ones at McGregor Point Provincial Park near Port Elgin, which was the backdrop for today's provincial announcement.
These new campsites represent the first wave in our plan to create approximately 300 new campsites and electrify up to 800 more, a total of 1,000 new and upgraded sites.
The province is trying to capitalize on, I guess, one of the positive outcomes from COVID, where more people showed a renewed interest in exploring the great outdoors.
Because as we all know, demand for outdoor recreation continues to grow, and families are eager to spend time connecting with nature. These new sites will help more people enjoy that experience while also supporting longer stays and repeat visits.
Campers spend money too, taking day trips to the towns and villages located near their temporary homes in the woods.
When visitors come to McGregor Point, they just don't stay in the park.
They visit our local shops, they buy groceries, they dine at our incredible restaurants, and they support our businesses right across the region and throughout Ontario.
Reservations for the 67 new Ontario campsites open June 15th.
It's time to start planning your next visit to Ontario parks.
Near Port Elgin, Scott Miller, CTV News.
Still to come, could banning social media for kids under 16 make all the difference? A new digital safety bill would do just that. Next on CTV Barrie, we'll be joined by the Centre for Addiction and Mental Health to talk about the reality and how it's been impacting our children. Stay with us. Recapping our top stories, a solemn procession was held today along Highway 400 for 29-year-old Constable Taran Bali. The officer was working in Northern Ontario when he was killed in the line of duty. Bali had served in the Dufferin detachment and was known for caring deeply about his community. It has been 3 years since Autumn Shaganash went missing in Barrie, even a $100,000 reward. Investigators have come up empty so far. 26 at the time, she was last seen on June 10th of 2023, walking towards Sunnydale Park with an unknown man. And Orillia's future hospital could be built near Lakehead University, the city being asked to approve the sale of some of its land to the hospital to allow the new build to move forward. Last week, the province gave official approval to move to the next stage of the planning process for the hospital. The federal government's new online safety bill was introduced in the House of Commons today. It would force social media platforms to block access for kids under 16.
In 2023, there were 19,000 incidents of online child sex exploitation in Canada, which is a 500% increase in a few short years. Reports also show that online luring of children is on the rise. As a result of all this, kids exposed to this have a 4 times higher incidence of ideation and suicidal thoughts.
The new legislation will require social media services to implement those age restrictions, but they could seek an exemption if they have safeguards in place, including age-appropriate design features and blocking adult content. Joining us now to talk more about this from CAMH Slate Family Center for Youth in Transition is Dr. Alexia Polillo. Thanks for joining us tonight, Doctor. Can you talk to us about first impressions when you heard about this?
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I think we knew this was coming. I think it's a step in the right direction. I think it does also still raise questions about how this is going to be enforced. We can look to Australia and the UK to see how it's been going there, and we know that young people are able to kind of get around these age verification ways and access social media platforms still.
You've done quite a lot of work with younger people. When we look at doom scrolling or cyberbullying, what are some of the effects that you're seeing?
Yeah, so we know that there are associations with social media use and cyberbullying and doom scrolling with, increased symptoms of anxiety and depression, also cognitive impacts, so less attention, sustained focus, and more, scarier things like suicidality and self-harm as well.
Mm-hmm. What message do you have for parents? Because I think you made a really good point that unlike days in the past when you escape the classroom, the bullying could often end there, but this is ongoing. So what can we tell people?
Yeah, when we look at some of these kind of safety suggestions, it's really important to keep open communication with your children, model safe and healthier screen and social media use as parents, encourage your children to kind of take part in extracurricular activities, getting outside more, and also just digital health literacy and this education piece is so important and it is lacking.
This is probably very unusual for parents. What might you say to them if they're in a situation where they're feeling a bit lost?
I think we are starting to see really good quality reports come out that are accessible to the public. So going to, government websites. There's also organizations that are really focused on this specific issue that have a lot of helpful resources as well. So I think a quick Google search could help demystify some of this, and also talking to other parents and learning from other parents.
Certainly a tough time for our young people. Thank you very much for joining us here tonight, Doctor.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Dr. Alexia Polillo from CAMH. Now let's go ahead and pull up our website because you can revisit this conversation as well as follow this developing story, ctvnews.ca/Barrie. Time now to turn to our business news. The Bank of Canada is holding its overnight interest rate at 2.25%. The central bank says it is seeing limited evidence that higher energy prices triggered by the U.S. war with Iran are fueling broad-based inflation. But Governor Tiff Macklem says the bank won't hesitate to raise rates if needed to keep inflation in check. Moving right into our markets, the TSX was down 260 points, the Dow was down 953, and the Nasdaq was down 509. And commodities, oil was up, closing at $90.03 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $4,286 an ounce. Our dollar was up, ending the day at 71.79 cents U.S. Still to come, preparing to cover the largest sporting event in the world. A look at how TSN will be bringing World Cup coverage to Canadians. You're watching CTV News, Barrie. Time now to take a look at your Wednesday night primetime lineup. WNBA basketball, Connecticut versus Toronto starts at 7, followed by The Floor at 9 p.m., Criminal Minds at 10, and CTV News Barrie at 11. Welcome back. It is the biggest sporting event in the world, and TSN is bringing you all the action. CTV's Andrea Case went behind the scenes to show you how the network will bring you that non-stop coverage.
The hard work never stops. Team Canada's men's national soccer team's road to the 2026 FIFA World Cup has been years in the making. The same could be said for the team at TSN, led by executive producer Ken Bolden.
Year and a half before Qatar, so 5.5 years.
The Saskatoon native has been at TSN for 3 decades.
Was always passionate about sports, grew up playing every sport, but realized fairly soon that this was not going to be, like most people, it was not going to be my calling, but loved it. But also I think sports is a great palette to tell human stories.
From Toronto to Vancouver, from a real set to a virtual set, technology plays a huge part in TSN's coverage of FIFA World Cup. 13 games will be held in Vancouver, another 13 will be held in Toronto, 13 in Mexico, and 78 in the U.S. At 39 days, this tournament will be bigger and longer than ever before.
104 games. To put in context, the Qatar World Cup was 64 games total. And at 64 games, we're going to still be in the group stage. So it is a massive undertaking. For most of the group stage, we have 4 games a day, some starting as early as 12 noon, some starting as late as 12 midnight Eastern. So, you know, we have multiple crews working in operations and our editorial crews, but yeah, it's buckle up time. It's long haul.
No pressure?
Yeah, there's pressure. It's awesome. No, I think we're all nervous, and I think that's a good thing. Makes us sharp and something that is different. This is different, and so I think we embrace that.
Tune in to TSN, Crave, and CTV for all the excitement. Andrea Case, CTV News.
That's it. I was just about to say, we just saw the back of Dana Roberts' head. That's how well I know him. But you can't see it because you're in Port Carling. Case, take it away.
That's right, beautiful Port Carling on a gorgeous night, a little on the misty side, gray, aboard the Peerless 2, Sunset Cruises Peerless 2. Here comes the Fearless. Get up and go forecast first thing tomorrow morning. What are we looking at? Oh, do tell. It looks like first thing, 7 o'clock in the morning, 20 degrees in Barrie. We could be looking at a shower or two to greet us. In Newmarket, cloudy skies, and yes, certainly the chance of a shower, and 20 degrees. And 18 degrees in Gravenhurst, beautiful Muskoka. There is a chance of a thunder boomer under gray skies, but it doesn't get any better than this, Sarah. Have yourself a fantastic evening. Back to you.
And now I am most certainly going to be following up about that birthday cruise. Thanks so much to all of our viewers for joining us tonight. I'm Sarah Freemark. As always, it's greatly appreciated. Jack will wrap things up tonight at 11. Take care out there.